Welcome to the exciting and new podcast, Minipod. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
Let's get started. It's another week, and here we are in Andy's basement.
I'm Googling something real fast because I watched it last night, and I don't want to forget.
Okay, well, while you're Googling, Brian, did you have something you wanted to start, or I could start?
Oh, crap. I totally forgot.
Okay, I have something. I did watch something last night. I watched the new Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart movie called Me Time on Netflix. I watched that.
I saw that on there.
It's a comedy. Like I said, Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg, Regina Hall, the girl from the Scary Movie.
Oh, yeah, and from she was in Leftovers and
she was in Leftovers.
Yep.
Yeah, she was in Watchmen as well. Yeah, she's in it. A couple comedians. Andrew Santino's in it. He was funny in it. John Amos
nice
is in it. He's really funny in it. He plays his father. Yeah, it's a stupid comedy. It's rated R, so they're not afraid to go after the joke. You know, sometimes when you get the PG-13 movie or whatever, and it's like it takes the joke where you get there but doesn't go all the way there. You know what I mean? So
let's go all the way.
Let's go all the way.
Let's go all the way.
Let's go all the way. If you could put in a real song,
did you
after
say
that.
what you like? Did you like it or not?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
It was one of those movies where I'm not going to say, "Oh, you got to see this, man."
You gotta see it.
It had some funny parts where I laughed, and there are other parts where I was like cringy. I was like, "Oh, come on," you know.
I like Kevin Hart and Marky Mark.
And like I said, it's fun.
I'm paying $19 a month for Netflix for something. I might as well watch something.
So it gets a check it out if you have an hour and 45 minutes to spare. Go for it.
Oh, I didn't know there was a catch like that. No, I have to clear my calendar off for a while. I started watching just last night.
Just this last morrow.
Wait, what's today?
Today is Wednesday.
Maybe I started it Monday. That doesn't really matter. Welcome to Wrexham.
Welcome. Oh,
And
that's
that
the
is
soccer
named-
thing, right?
Rob and Mac and Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Damn, that doesn't sound right, but it is Ryan Reynolds. But when I said it, it didn't sound right.
Ryan Reynolds.
They bought a team in the
I had to say it out loud, too.
England, a soccer team in England.
Wales.
Ooh.
Dude. The only people that give a shit about that are people in Wales. I was just talking to someone at work the other day about that. Like, if you called an Irish person English, they get all pissed off and be like, listen, dude, nobody gives a shit except you and your fucking people. Like, nobody cares. You're all British to us. Anyway, it's
That's like you being called a Texan.
and I wouldn't care. I'd be like, all right, whatever, man. I'm like, you're just stupid because you can't tell what my accent is.
Hey, it's better than the people look down on us, people from New Jersey. So Texans probably better.
Really? Have you seen what's going on in Texas?
No, I know.
recently?
I was just trying to go for the.
So anyway, they bought a
but it
professional
didn't
soccer
work.
team. They keep having to get pointed out that it's called football. They're like, okay. And it's did you see Ted Lasso?
Yes.
Okay.
Ted who?
I know you didn't, but
What's it? I'm Ted who?
They actually talk about how in that first season they got relegated, and they go over the whole thing. And so it's like in British soccer, you're in the Premier League, or then you're in the Championship League or whatever, and then you're in like League A, and then you're in League B. Well,
What
this
is
team that they
relegated?
bought is below that. They're almost like a AAA baseball team. Like
What's
they're
relegated?
The
Like, you
National
get kicked
League.
down, or you get moved around. You don't like
You're
it's
not
like
based on your
guaranteed
performance
to
It's like
stay
if
in
the-
a league.
It's based on your performance.
Yeah, it's like if the Phillies just all of a sudden were like, now you're playing in AAA next year against AAA talent, and you have a AAA budget, so you have to get rid of players. You
Okay,
don't make as much
yeah.
money now and stuff like that. So anyway, they bought this team, and it's a documentary about that. And the first two episodes are just them, like, before they even
So
bought
it's
the
real.
team.
It's a real
Yeah,
true story. They
bought it,
really bought
yep,
this team,
and they
right?
bought
Okay.
the team, and it's like them on the conference. I mean, obviously this is all going on during COVID, so they're all in their own house. It's funny, like Ryan Reynolds at one time just has his laptop on like a refrigerator box or something like that, and he's in a room with nothing.
Was he like on set somewhere?
No,
maybe,
he's
or
in his
something?
house, but it looks like they were like moving, or he's just, I gotta set my laptop up on something, so he just put it up on a box, and they're doing a documentary about this. So in the first episode, they had to like convince the board, like the board had to approve the sale and stuff like that. It wasn't just like they could sweep in and take the team. So it's fun because if you like those guys,
What's that on Apple, right?
No,
or
it's something
Prime?
easier to get than that.
Yeah,
Is it
I think I watched it.
Prime? Damn, what the hell's that on?
I can't remember.
For some reason, I thought Prime because that's where his other show's at. McElhaney's.
Because yeah,
show.
it's an FX show, I think.
Oh,
then maybe it's Hulu
on FX.
It's
Yes,
FX,
that's
yeah.
Hulu on
Okay.
FX. Yeah. Anyway, it's fun. If you like those guys, it's
I have
fun.
Hulu,
I recommend
so
it.
I could.
I couldn't sleep one night, and I was like, "Oh, it's a
Oh, did you watch
documentary.
it?
It'll put me to sleep."
Did you watch the whole thing? All the
I watched the
episodes?
whole thing. I thought it was great. I was a little mad because we didn't see their wives. We got a glimpse of Sweet Tea.
I was gonna say when they were playing soccer.
yeah,
you saw
but
Sweet
she didn't
Tea.
say anything,
Yeah.
and she only looked at the camera.
And you don't get
like,
Blake
far
Lively
away.
ever. You don't.
I never
get
saw
her?
Blake Lively.
Oh, that
no.
is a
How many?
disappointment.
How many episodes is it?
two right now. So
Oh, okay, so it's a hour-long episodes or like?
I guess on Hulu with commercials they are. I don't know how
Yeah,
much
like
they are.
Oh,
40.
so okay, like 40 minutes.
Or
Okay,
30.
that's not bad. I might check it out.
It's
then.
fun. Like I said, if you like those guys, you'll like this because it's just them being like when Mac is trying to like decide, like he's like, I want to buy this team. He's like, and I got TV money. He's like, but I need like movie money. In fact, I need like superhero money. He's like, I need
They were friends before this. I'm
yeah.
assuming,
He's
right?
like, I need like Marvel superhero money. He's like, I need like mobile phone owner money. And he's like, what else does that bitch own and stuff like that. So that's it. That's all I watched this week, except one other thing that I think we're going to talk about a little bit.
Yes,
more in
after we
detail.
find out what Brian has to talk about here, right?
What teen drama did you watch this week?
I know I watched a bunch of stuff. I just don't remember. I do remember one show I watched that I don't recommend, and I was going to put in a recommendation for an older show.
Go for it. Yeah.
So the one show I watched that I don't recommend is, I forgot the name of it already.
I love
It's
it.
Owen Wilson.
I'm out.
Yeah, I knew you would.
He's like one of those guys, like small doses. Like the less he's in it, the better the movie is. Like Meet the Parents. Like he's like eighth build or whatever in that. Perfect. Armageddon. He's probably not even in the main cast.
But you know what?
Perfect.
I liked Marry Me with J-Lo. I mean, but this was Secret Headquarters.
Oh, he's like a superhero or something.
It's on
like
Paramount
that.
Plus. Yeah,
I saw the commercial for that.
and
Bad.
it was the kid actors were. I mean, not to be mean to the kids, but
Do
they
it.
were awful.
No, you watch enough teen dramas
Yeah,
to where
you-
you get.
you must know.
yeah.
You're able to talk about them, so go for it.
Yeah, no, these kids were awful.
No, that's too bad.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a shame.
Owen Wilson wasn't great either. I mean, I liked him in Marry Me. I just didn't like him.
What
that's
is
the second
Marry
time
Me?
you- Like, I don't think he even knows he was in that movie.
What does Marry Me?
Name
Do you-
something. Name something everybody knows he was in.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, he was in that. But
Old
wait,
school.
was he in that, or was his brother in that?
I think they both were, weren't they?
I don't
Old
remember him.
school.
No, I think it's always Owen because he's like best buddies with Wes Anderson.
Old school.
Loki. He was just in Loki. I
He
liked him in
was. That's
Loki.
right. Yes, he was. Old school. With
No,
Will
that-
Ferrell and
that
Vince
was
Vaughn.
his-
That's
his brother.
That's Luke. That is Luke.
I thought he had a cameo.
Oh, he might have had a cameo.
Right.
Riveting.
Well, the other thing I wanted to mention that I watched a while ago.
So you didn't like that movie?
No, that was terrible. Don't
All
watch
right, so this one you're going to recommend. This next thing you're saying,
it. Yeah, but I did watch the whole movie too, so I didn't skip through it. I did watch to see if it got it better, and
and it didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I think if you're like 45 minutes in, you can say like, all right,
Well, a lot
this
of
is-
times I do stop. I don't know why I kept watching. But Arcane on Netflix.
Arcane.
Never even heard of it.
So it's a
Are you sure you're not saying arcade?
no Arcane. Well, actually, let me make sure it's Arcane.
There's a whole bunch of quarters and
If you put your quarter up, do you save your game?
Anyway, it's animated,
Oh, okay.
and
Is it anime?
it's not anime.
is it manga?
Wait a second. Now I can't even find it.
Mongo is pawn in Game of Life.
Maybe I got the name wrong.
Arcane is something I've heard of.
You watched two things.
It is Arcane.
And you.
Well, I didn't watch. I finished Arcane a while ago, but it is
That's a
a
series.
phenomenal animated show.
Did it just come on Netflix? Is that what you're talking about? Or no?
No,
this
no,
is like
it's-
something you're just saying.
Is there
There's
any
something that popped into my
names
head.
associated to it, or
Yeah. Did you watch Lucifer?
I did not. My
The
dad
the,
did.
the live action show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped off maybe like 4 or 5 episodes.
You remember
in.
Dan?
Nah, I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't
Anyway.
tell you anybody.
He was the only one I really remember.
We
I'm sure there
started-
were other famous.
We
people.
started
I just
Lucifer, and
don't
I was
remember.
like, I don't know. I'm like, it's the devil, and he's not like acting devilishly enough. He's like helping people. I'm like,
and was on regular TV too, wasn't
probably, yeah. That must have been a show that Michelle's mom recommended, like Evil. That sounded so awesome, and then I was like, nothing ever evil happens, so we stopped watching that too.
Yeah.
Network television blows. I mean, if
It
anybody's
really does.
watching that, like,
yeah, I mean,
now that I don't watch like shit, man, I can't even remember
the
last
last.
show. Like,
oh yeah,
like what was the last show I really just? Well, you watch like Big Brother, right? On that's
Big Brother,
regular like
CBS,
CBS. Yeah, I don't even watch like a game show or anything like that on just regular TV. Man, it's all ball bearings now. It's all streaming. It's crazy.
What was that other thing that you wanted to maybe talk about that you said we all watched this week?
Well, I want to check with Mr. Brian. Did you watch the second episode of House of the Dragon?
Of course, when it dropped.
Hell yeah!
I don't know if we want to do a spoiler warning, but spoiler warning because we're
Spoiler warning: if you have not watched House of the Dragon,
episode 2.
episode 2,
And I heard today on the podcast that I listen to that reviews every episode. Do not Google anybody's name if you don't want to know.
Because
anything,
everything's out there.
Everything's out there. And I guess unlike Game of Thrones, where like everything was a shock to me, and I was Googling people leading up to the Red Wedding.
I am staying away from
like
anything that says House of Dragon.
Yeah.
on it.
I'm not reading anything.
So be careful out there. But 2 episodes in, man, I am loving this show. I'm
so good.
I am so excited that this
not
is good.
a lot of action yet
Yeah, this
because
last
it's not
episode had
needed.
nothing.
Because it's been a lot of just like
It's
a
like
lot of
old school
dialogue.
Game of
It is
Thrones.
just
So
walking
good,
and talking. I mean, no one died in the first like 8 episodes of Game of Thrones. I'm sure people died. It's been a long time, but yeah, man, walking and talking. That scene in Dragonstone on the Maury,
that was so great.
foggy
Yeah.
steps. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
so
when
good.
Rhaenyra shows up, that's
I like
so
that
great,
a lot.
man.
And what's his face? Matt Smith is a great like bad guy. Michelle, actually, who knows nothing about this show, said, "How did this guy play Doctor Who?" She's like, he seems like just a jerk off evil guy. And we watched him in The Crown. He was Prince Charles, Prince Philip, and he was good in that. But like, she's like, he just presents himself as an evil person. How could he play Doctor Who?
I mean, Doctor Who can be a prick. though.
I've never watched Doctor Who.
Did you
so I
watch
don't know.
the Doctor Who series at all or no?
I've watched parts of them. Yeah.
Did you ever see the one with him? With
No,
Matt
I haven't
Smith?
seen any Matt Stone ones. I mean, Matt.
That's
Matt Smith.
wrong. Matt Stone is South Park.
Yeah. Anyway, I've liked this so far. All the characters are great. I think I know kind of what happens next, but I never read the book. Fire and
So
Blood.
it's basically you're just guesstimating.
is it?
I heard
has
something. I heard
backstory?
something years ago. I heard something years ago, and when I was watching that first episode, I was like, "Oh, I think I know kind of what happens here." I don't know everything. Like I didn't know he was going to propose to the
I
redhead.
didn't know this was based on.
Yeah, he
something.
wrote a book. George Martin from the Beatles. He wrote Fire and Blood.
You forgot to say the R.
Sorry. Yes, when he's the RR makes him not from the Beatles. He wrote a book called Fire and Blood, which is a history book of the dynasties of
Oh, you got it right. He
Targaryens.
did it. He said it
The
right.
dynasties of the Targaryens. But like from what I've heard, and because I didn't read it, like it's just like a dry history book.
Dry heave.
Like the chapter or the description of the birth of Balon in the first episode was like a sentence. It was just like, and she had a cesarean section, died, and Balon died the next day, and that was it. But on screen, man, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
The
was
way they
awesome.
pulled her down the edge.
Oh, she didn't know. She's like, wait, what? What? Don't I have a say?
She figured it out pretty quick.
Yeah, but by then she was like,
They're like starting this.
unable to fight.
They pulled her down like that, like they gave no shits, and then they were like, starting the incision now.
And I guess, since that's kind of like medieval Europe-ish, I guess that was it, right? When they said like 25% of all women died in childbirth, that was why they died in childbirth.
Because,
No stitching her back up.
Oh, man. Just imagine that, man. Like,
did you? And then when they did that overhead shot of the
Yeah.
bed, it was just like, wow.
that was insane. And the tourney that they had that episode, that was happening during the birth scene. Like, this was, I thought the tourney was supposed to be like all fun and games. They were bashing people's faces in.
Why
like,
were they allowing people to almost?
Yeah.
They were dueling to the death.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a. Like, I
didn't
thought this was all
understand that.
fun and games, and Matt Smith
He was
totally
tripping them.
shirted on
I
them.
mean,
you
he-
can't trip a horse on a joust. Everybody would do it if you could do that. I mean, that is so blatantly a flag on the play. I mean, he's got to get at least 15 yards. for
PETA
that.
or whoever
He's a
is there
prince.
must have been all over this set with the way they were treating these
Yeah,
animals.
I wonder how
right?
they
I
do
mean,
that, man.
That had to be a lot of CGI.
Like even the scene
right?
with the horse
Has to
when
Especially that.
when he got knocked off his horse, I think it was when he got knocked off his horse, Damon, and he was just lying there, and the horse was lying next to him. I was I'm like, is that like a stuffed horse or something like that? And then the horse got up and walked away. I'm like, fuck, that was a real horse, I think, just sitting there. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm loving this show so far. It's already to the point where I'm like, oh fuck, there's only like 10 episodes. Like it's gonna be over in 2 months. Can they?
There is some hope for something that's coming on starting tomorrow. That's the new Amazon Prime show, The Rings of Power.
That's right.
I didn't read the article. Andy saw this article as well. The headline was
from your son-in-law. He showed us the.
What was the exactly? Do you remember?
It said that Rings of Power will make House of Dragons look amateurish. Amateur. It'll make them look like amateurs. I don't know why I can't say amateurish.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I guess that's what $1 billion gets you, huh?
$1 billion.
I mean, I've seen the trailer. It looks amazing. There's actually 5 minutes online right now on Amazon.
Oh, I'm not watching it.
Well, I was going to say, like, you want to watch that? I don't know.
Maybe if you want to watch it together.
Just like watch the first 5. I don't know if it's the first 5 minutes or it's like a part of it, but they said.
If you want to watch it down here, I'll watch it down here. Yeah, I'll do it.
Pants on, pants off.
Shit, man. You guys want to come over tomorrow and watch the first 2 episodes here? We can watch it on the big screen.
My guy just came.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but not like I was looking forward to Game of Thrones. Like I am, I guess, when it comes down to it, a Game of Thrones fan over a Lord of the Rings fan. I like the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yes.
I hated the Hobbit movies.
Oh, everybody did.
I never read. I did read the Hobbit back when I was young. I never read the Lord of the Rings books. I've read the first Game of Thrones book. Loved that show until no one loved it. You know, everybody. I think every single person. I don't remember where it happened, but at one point, everybody just was like, "Oh no." We were doing like watches. I had like people here, like 8-10 people here watching that. And there was one episode we were all just kind of like, oh, no. And then it never recovered from that. And that was not the last season. That was like the season before. And I don't remember exactly what it was.
We'll talk more Rings of Power on the next.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. We'll talk more Rings of Power on the next exciting and new podcast, Minipod.
I'm sure the next mini will be Power of the Ring, Power of the Force,
something along those lines. And you'll be able to find us where. Andy,
I don't know. Jason's so good at ending these things, and I was cutting his ass off.
He talks all over it. I mean, but
we're on Spreaker and
Twitter,
Facebook and Twitter, and
TikTok,
YouTube, and Instagram. We have a new logo. It's just our pretty faces. We cut the Love Boat people out now because
they are no longer
really
part
only
of
want to see us.
Exactly.
And,
I'm Jason. You can find me at the Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter.
I'm Andy. Bye.
And I'm Brian. Papa Bad Kitty.